3.
Welcome to Lou's Golf and Fish Club. This is our first episode. We've been talking about it for a couple months now, trying to figure out like when's the best time to do it. Trying to get together in my basement. A nice little cardboard box here. You know, we figured it out. I'm kind of the guy that just figures everything out, but you know. So yeah, we just wanted to kind of introduce our podcast, kind of just trying to open our eyes and open our field like to a different type of audience, I guess. Right now we've been doing like golf and fishing tournaments, and it's been pretty great. We've had a great turnout. Golfing was kind of like the first go-to at first, and then fishing we just started working on last year. So here we are in 2024. I mean. Yep. So 2021 and 2024, we're not doing too bad, but we figured we'd try a podcast. Bear with us, it's our first one. So to start, we're Lou's Golf and Fish Club. So, I mean, the biggest question is, who's Lou?
And that would be me, Justin. My middle name is Lewis. So my brother, Brandon, his middle name is also Lewis. And it's after our dad, Lewis Weaver Jr. So our pop-up Weaver was Lewis Sr. So it's been a family name, and just kind of, his, name is kind of a big part of our family. My dad passed away in 2013, so he was kind of the outdoorsy fisherman type of guy, and my mom's side, which Aaron's from, was more of the golfing side. Our Paul Hopkins was more of a golfer, so it's kind of our family kind of. Both did both from the time we were like little kids to now I'm 32 and you are
36, a couple
36.
days.
So we're all basically in our 30s now and
getting old.
It's all blended, dude. It's crazy how it's all blended. I played baseball growing up.
Seeing you.
Travel baseball, high school, college, all that. So I was fishing a good amount, but never golfed. You had always golfed. My brother had always golfed.
So if you can play baseball, you can golf.
Well, yeah, that's what they say. But too bad I hit a baseball left-handed. I hit a golf ball right-handed. So the first question, Lou, is Lewis. My middle name is Lewis, so that's where Lou comes from. And we are located in Northern Virginia, outside of D.C., like 45 minutes
Bristow.
Southwest of D.C.
Bristow, baby.
Nokesville. The hats say Nokesville, so we were at Nokesville. But Bristow, Gainesville, Manassas is probably the most well-known city around here. And then we go into what the founding members, which are myself. I was basically the one that had the original idea of playing too much golf between my brother and our two cousins, Alan and Wayne. I wanted to bring in some of my friends and start doing some little tournaments. So that's where the idea sparked from.
A little side note, we got 19 first cousins, so we had lots of people to choose from.
On this side, on one side, yeah.
Lots of competition.
So the founding members are myself, El Presidente, shout out Dave Portnoy Barstool, and this is my cousin Aaron. We like to call him ADZ. He's our fishing operations manager or director of fishing ops. Director of fishing operations.
Get new tasks.
New titles every week.
There we go.
I'm not a title guy, but and the other ones are Alan and Wayne Hopkins. They started with us too. They've been there from the start. So hopefully we'll have them on at some point. And then my brother Brandon Weaver, he's the VP. We'll probably have him on a few times.
Yeah.
Sure. And we've been slowly growing. Basically started on a Facebook group. I wanted to have that first tournament and made a Facebook group and just started inviting a bunch of people to a private group. So I would say we have a lot of founding members from that first year. I would call it Stronco and certain people I would still call it founding members if it ever came down to it. But the main group is me, my brother Brandon, VP, Aaron, fishing ops, Alan and Wayne, and then also shout out Murtha, Jimmy Goes Fishing on IG. Check him out. He's a real tight part of the crew now. And Vaughn DeLauder, He'll probably be on a couple times too.
Yeah, if we get Mirth on here, we might have to get a bigger SD card because he could probably talk to the camera for about probably 2 hours just by himself. We're like, all right, well, I have something to say.
Yeah, he's actually a member this year, first year member too.
Yeah.
He's been
He's a good guy though.
he's been getting close. We've been getting real close to him this year, fishing a lot and hanging out. And I've done 2 fishing trips with him now.
Yeah.
We did Susquehanna.
Yeah.
And we did 3, I guess. We did Shepherdstown.
Shepherdstown, yeah.
And then we did me and him did that Raystown thing in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. We call them big donkeys.
The big donkeys. We'll get into that later on. That's for another day. Save that for another day. When we'll definitely talk about it with Mirtha. So let's see our golf and fishing routes. We have a little outline here, so bear with us. Kind of,
Got to zoom in on our eyes here. Make sure we can see the screen.
All right. So golf and fishing routes. I mean, let's get into my cousin here, Aaron. His background. So, how did you get into fishing, golfing? Like, what is your story with that?
I mean, fishing. I've pretty much been fishing my whole life.
Yep.
Golfing. I probably started golfing when I was like maybe 13. Used to go to the driving range off of 234 Business. That little Manassas.
Old school one. Yeah, I forget what it's called now.
It's townhouses, so it's great.
Comment below if you remember the name of that driving range on in Manassas.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember. It was next to or it was behind a funeral home.
Yeah, the funeral home's still there.
Yeah.
It's Manassas.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we used to go golfing over there a lot, and then played what was it, Manassas Hills, that teeny tiny little par 3 off of the Parkway.
Yeah, another course that is not here anymore.
Yeah,
RIP. That was a good. That's the first course I ever played on.
Yeah, terrible greens, but I mean they had the gist of it down.
Yeah, it was a par.
Here's a hole.
Par 3 course, right?
But yeah, I grew up playing those, and then played high school golf,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
We were talking about that a little earlier.
That was actually the only sport that I lettered in high school, so that was pretty cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, golf was pretty fun. I mean, in high school, I was probably better than I am now because I had more time to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, the age difference is definitely fun. You go from shooting, hitting the ball when you're 16, just destroying the ball, to getting up to 30. You're like, we'll get there. But
short game.
And then I always had a good short game. I had buddies. Shout out 10 Cup. Swing Style Buckner. He was like, hey man, your short game's phenomenal. Come out, play on my best ball tournament, and all I need you to do is just chip and putt. I'm like, all right, I'll try my best. And then fishing, I grew up in Manassas. So I pretty much lived in Manassas my whole life. I've had 7 boats.
Yeah.
We'll
get into that for sure. This is the boat guy.
Yeah.
We might have to start a little ADZ's boat shop here, so we'll be taking.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll be taking some.
But the boat that I have now is a 1998 Bass Tracker, side console with a 9.9 on it, and got a Tarova on the front. Minn Kota, or Hummingbird Electronics. It's been a good boat. It's got the job done. So. Yeah,
we'll have to get into all your boats.
Yeah,
7 boats, not very many.
I think I had pictures of them somewhere, but I had a boat that was like a teal color and white, probably the ugliest boat I ever had. But I mean, it floated, didn't sink. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, had a decent turnout with fishing.
Yeah,
won a couple tournaments, had biggest fish. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane that. You've had 7 boats, so you've definitely learned a lot from.
I've had V-bottom John boats. I've had flat bottom John boats. The John boat that I bought was the 14-footer that I bought for like $100, $150. It had like 2 or 3 leaks in it. Tried Flex Seal, tried everything. Couldn't get it fixed. So
I think you have a Bass Tracker now, right?
Yeah, Bass Tracker. Yeah. So
sweet. Okay. Let's see. We'll go into how Lou's Golf Fish Club started. We've kind of been talking about some of that stuff. I definitely have a lot of inspirations from from music, sports, fashion, other podcasts, like other brands, Foreplay Golf. They
Yeah,
just did a video with Tiger Woods,
that's crazy.
and it was so like inspirational watching them do that. Like the amount of times they've talked about Tiger Woods on that podcast and about meeting them and what they would do, and they fist bumped him like after the President's Cup one time. They like had a whole like podcast talking about it, and and even during this interaction, like Tiger went back to the cart to get like his driver or something, and they like had just met him, and like they're all talking about like what happened with you, like, and Frankie's like I almost jammed his finger, like talking about how like the handshakes went and everything. And dude, we'll definitely have to watch that, dude. It's hilarious. But and they just did a reaction podcast too, because the video just dropped. But and they were saying the same thing. It's like, dude, it's just insane. Like it feels like they're living in a simulation. It's like it's actually happened. 7 years like of just like playing the game, playing the long game, just like meeting them. First time they met him, like there's a funny story about Trent. Like they do Trent like fumbling over his words and like not being able to answer one of the questions that Tiger asked, and like so many things have led up to like that moment. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is like huge inspiration for Lose Golf and Fish Club. In Malbon, people call it Malbon. I just call it Malbon, but they just sponsored Jason Day. So Jason Day dropped Nike
Wow.
and signed with Malbon Golf, who is like a leader in like that like kind of more swaggy golf attire and like wearing like and they do a good job with it. They're kind of like they do like a street mixed with like class kind of thing, but like baggier pants and
Yeah.
like sweaters and kind of like more swag, like which I like. Like Kid Super, another huge inspiration for Lose Golf and Fish Club designer. Like I love that kind of stuff, dude. Like pushing the game forward and like not being all like snobby and like everyone looking like Tiger Woods, like Nike and
Yeah.
I like people wearing like this kind of stuff. If you want to wear a hoodie out there, like whatever, who cares, dude? And I'll show you pictures or something. But he had these their pants on, has all these like designs on the pants, and like he's wearing like they're kind of baggy, and it's a whole different swag. But then like everyone hates it, obviously, all like the golf snobs. But
Yeah,
and
golf is like so like super casual. Like I mean, when Trey started playing golf,
right,
dude, he was like, "So what? Why do I have to wear like nice pants, nice shoes, nice shirt?" I'm like, dude, it's just golf etiquette.
yeah,
I
which
mean,
there is a fun element to that, like playing a nice course, and you get all like, ooh, like I'm gonna dress up, I'm
yeah.
gonna dress nice. But you can do that with like not looking like Tiger Woods.
He's like,
Yeah,
so in winter golf, like, how do I dress? I'm like, dude,
that's
whatever keeps you
yeah,
warm.
whatever keeps you warm at that point. But I'll have to show you some of their stuff. But and the random golf club is another one that was a huge inspiration. Eric Anders Lang, YouTube like OG legend. He's the same way, like making like these like corduroy hats and more like street kind of more stuff you can wear either to dinner or to the golf course or to like hang out or like
Yeah.
it's like everything.
Yeah.
And they were definitely the leaders in that. But Malbon golf, that's like changing the game. That's like huge. Like Foreplay, getting a video. That's the first time Tiger Woods has ever done like a YouTube video, like offhand YouTube video.
That's
ever.
wild.
And he did it with he chose them. Like that's crazy. So yeah, shout out to all those people, all those brands and inspirations for Lose Golf and Fish Club. We can get into those on different episodes too.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome to interview one of them at some point. That'd be sick. I had a chance to meet Eric Anders Lang, random golf club guy. He did they do these meetups where he gets everyone together basically. A meets up and everyone's like 70. He sells like 50, 70 tickets, and basically everyone plays together. And like you're playing a 50-man scramble. So like people are just like a line of like 10 people hitting at a time, and everyone just goes when they're ready. Everyone's hitting and kind of hanging out and talking, and then like they go to the best one and then just do the same thing.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and just play like
That's
9 holes like that.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. But everyone's kind of hanging out. People are playing music on their speakers and hanging, and like he's like really like personable. Like he's got like a OG like YouTube legend, like I said. So, yeah, it was definitely cool. That was another big inspiration. I never like went up to him and talked to him because everyone's doing that. Everyone's like, "Hey man," like trying to get him for a second. He's playing too, like with everybody.
Right.
But
so
I was
it's what, like best ball with like 80 people?
Yeah, like 100-man scramble.
Yeah, that's my ball up there. See the one?
70-man scramble, try to like birdie every hole. Like yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I went to that. That was at Eisenhower up there up like near DC. He's done it twice now. That was the first time he went to that course and did it. I brought Griffey. It was when I first got Griffey, my dog. And I just basically kind of stayed outside of the pack and just walk Griffey and kind of like hang out and yeah, and I actually met one of the photographers, Hunt Country Golf. Shout out Hunt Country Golf. Met him like while I was walking around, and he took the picture of me. Did you ever see the picture of me and Griffey? I was holding Griffey on the leash, and like the monument and stuff's behind me.
Yeah.
You see that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took that. He's like, "Yo, you mind if we stop for a second and take a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, dude."
That's sick.
And Random Golf Club posted it like on their like page and like with all their like stuff from that like that event. So it was like one of like the pictures they posted. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean that's awesome. It's awesome just getting out there and like kind of mingling with like other people that are interested in the same thing.
Yeah.
Have like chasing dreams and doing stuff like that. Like that dude is trying to do his own like brand, like photography, Hunt Country Golf, like kind of his Instagram and stuff. So, all right. So I guess we can get into our favorite lure, I guess.
You can only use one for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So I have right here, if you could use one lure for the rest of your life, what would that be? What lure would that be, and why?
You want me to start?
Yeah, I'll ask you first. Uh-oh.
Got the old lure. I'm not going to do the Bill Dance where he gets his freaking rod stuck in his fan, but the old jackhammer chatterbait.
There you go.
White chartreuse. Got to get the little minnow on the back there.
That's awesome. Is that a Kai tag or something?
Oh, I think this is just like a Bass Pro Shop special.
Okay.
They sell them at Bass
Looks
Pro.
like basically a Kai tag, yeah.
But the Guggen squads work pretty well too as well. Shout out Guggen if you're listening.
John B and AP.
But the thing I do like about the jackhammer chatterbaits is it has the size on the back.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but and then gold. I mean, I have a lot of white and chartreuse chatterbaits. Actually, funny side note, George Safori.
Yes, shout out George Safori. Yeah. Shout out to this podcast.
So I had never met this guy, and my buddy that was fishing with me, he was out there. And he's like, "Bro, I think I just caught like my PB," and I'm like, "That's a really small fish," but hey, I mean, whatever. I mean,
everyone starts somewhere.
Everyone starts somewhere. So he's like, "Do you have a scale? And I was like, "No, I don't have a scale. I mean, I have a scale, but it's dead." So we go upstream because this boat just passed us. And I was like, "We got to go find this guy." So we go up there, and George was on his boat by himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, man, I think my friend has a PB." And he's like, "Well, let me see it." And he brings it out, and it's like, yay big. It's like a 3-pound bass.
He's like, "Oh."
He's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, man. It's a decent sized fish. There's definitely bigger ones out here, but So he brings it out, and it's like, I think it was like 3.4, something like that. He's like, "Let's go, dude. That's my PB. Let's go." And I'm like, "Yay, good job, man." So come to find out, I guess he went to Brentsville.
Yes.
Yeah. And he went to school with your brother, I think.
Yeah, more of my brother's age. Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, so you went to Brentsville, right? Like, do you know like the Weavers, like Brandon Weaver, Justin Weaver? He's like, yeah, dude, I went to school with Brandon Weaver. I'm like, no shit, that's crazy. So ended up talking to him, got really good, really good friends with him, and then he's like, "What are you throwing right now?" I'm like, "I don't know, just a Senko or spinnerbait."
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, you got to get a chatterbait." I'm like, "I mean, I have one, but I've never thrown it. It's like a black and purple chatterbait, like a black no flash chatterbait."
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, throw that out there," and then he's like, "As you cast it, like let it come down in the water column about maybe like, I don't know, 6 inches. As long as you can still see it as you're reeling it in, like that's perfect." I was like, "I mean, I guess we'll try it." So I fished that for like 5 minutes, caught like 1 or 2 fish in 5 minutes. I'm like, "Dude, this is crazy. There's no way this is right." kept throwing it. I think I caught like 10 or 15 fish that day. I was like, "Dude, that's wild. Never thrown a chatterbait in my entire life." So shout out.
So now that's your go-to.
Jackhammer chatterbait. This is actually my first one. Because good old fish in the DMV. He's like, when he talks about his Patreon subscribers.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is the same price as a jackhammer chatterbait or a pack of Senkos."
Shout out.
I'm like, "Bro, I gotta get a jackhammer chatterbait."
Another shout out was Thomas
Aarons.
Thomas Aarons,
Mm-hmm.
fishing the DMV. I've learned a lot from that podcast.
Yeah.
Dude.
Very,
shout out to
very intelligent.
Dude, shout out to that podcast for sure. That has definitely got me a lot of knowledge. It brought me a lot of knowledge of,
Well, he's
fishing
yeah,
and like, dude, our trips to like doing up Potomac,
yeah.
the Shepherdstown, any of that stuff, dude, is a lot inspired from that. And like Jeff Green, him having
Yeah.
like those guests on, dude, it's awesome.
It's definitely been a motivation to like want to do a podcast. Like
Yeah.
this dude sits here and does. I think at one time he's doing like 4 podcasts a week. I'm like, dude, that's so much time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely growing the sport for sure in this area. Really good for the sport. I guess I will go next.
yeah.
My one lure that would survive on that one lure the rest of my life. It used to be a Cinco, but that's still that's how Brandon is.
Fishing certain lakes.
Brandon's still like that. He's like if it ain't hitting a Cinco, like might as well just go home.
Well, Brandon will freaking troll a freaking sinker on the back of the boat.
Drag it. So so I think it was the beginning of this year, like this spring or something. I had one of these, or Brandon had one on his tackle box that I randomly like grabbed and was like, let's try this thing. And he was like, yeah, these are really good. It's a shad wrap.
Were we fishing a tournament or no?
No, we were just fishing at one of our spots. The Secret Pond,
Okay.
Perhaps, maybe.
I think I might know
the
that
Secret
place.
Pond. Shout out. We keep saying shout out. Yeah, some people know what I'm talking about, or have an idea what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're fishing. Yes, so that had a lot to do with it because I caught fish on it, and I caught nice fish on it the first time I used it. But it's a shad wrap, and it's I think it's a 7, so it goes to about like 7 foot, something like that. And the thing is, it's just like a basic, looks like any kind of minnow bait fish, but dives deep and it suspends. So it works for like cold water too. You can use it like a jerkbait basically.
Is it sink or no?
No, it suspends.
Suspends?
Yes. This or the Slim Shad is the Lucky Craft version of it.
Yeah.
And it suspends. So spring and summer, that first time I used it, I was basically just throwing it out and just like pulling it and like reeling up to it again. So it paused for a second and then pull again. And I think it was probably first or second cast. It was like wham! And they hit it so hard. I was like, whoa! You feel like you're hung up or something.
Yeah.
So I think I caught like 2 or 3 or something like within like quick little time. I was like, this is sweet. And then ever since then, like anytime I needed to get a fish in the boat or feel like all right, like nothing's working, like I'm always doing that. And it's worked for like smallmouth and stuff too.
You keep those yellow protectors on there too?
Yes, for all my lure boxes for sure. Because that's the worst. It's trying to get them out. They're all.
No, I'm saying you keep it on there while you cast it.
Not when I'm casting, but it keeps them from getting all tangled up in the tackle box. But yeah, so right now, like cold water, you can use it too. It goes a little deeper than a regular jerkbait. Most jerkbaits.
Yeah.
I guess that mega bass one that everyone gets is like the +1. It's like 9 foot.
Yeah.
So this is 7, and they make 9 foot ones. So basically, it gets down a little bit faster, but it'll just sit there. You just pull it down, let it sit. Like it will just sit there, sit there, and you just basically use it like a jerkbait. You just twitch it again.
Yeah.
Just sit there.
Yeah, I remember watching long time ago, Kevin Van Dam fishing that jerkbait. Like, but this is like summertime or something.
Yeah.
And he'd like reel it down really, really fast, and he'd just be like, doop, 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 and then just keep reeling, doop, 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 keep reeling.
Definitely different.
Like, it's crazy.
Different styles for each time of the year. Like hotter, warmer water, they're like moving more like active, moving fast. You're like, cold, like you're twitching it and letting it sit for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then like once. And sit there for 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
And then like Thomas Alderman, our Thomas.
Yeah.
Like you see him like he'll like slow reel it for a second. So it's like, and he stops it again. It was like talking, just trying not to like touch it.
The first time I fished a jerkbait was with Brandon McCoy.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, you just kind of like reel it down to a depth and just let it sit there because it suspends. And then you jerk it like once and count to like 7 seconds. And then jerk it again. I'm like, this is so boring. Like,
dude, but they hit it so good. I've used it. I grew up using the original. I call it Rapala. I hear everyone call it Rapala, but I say Rapala. I grew up on the original one with my dad, Lewis, and Brandon at like Phillips Pond and stuff.
Yeah.
The floater, you come up to the top, you twitch,
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
So I knew of the jerkbait. I knew there's suspending jerkbaits, but this is the first year I've really gotten into them. It's because of smallmouth, like the river stuff. Like,
Yeah.
dude, smallmouth love jerkbaits, bro. They crush them. But that's definitely one of my go-tos, like this or jerkbait. But this is definitely, if I had one lure to like only fish, like I can catch fish on pretty much any time of year, any depth almost. Like if it's even if it's in the the bottom at 5 foot or something, 4 foot grinding on the bottom, that's not bad either. But yeah, so slim
Nice.
shad or shad wrap. This is a shad wrap. It's a wrap or pallet version. Slim shad D9, D7, but that's Lucky Craft. That's like the OG, probably the best one. It was like $15 though. These are about 9 or 8.
Sounds like my kind of bait.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Shout out to Rapala. We got that's
Favorite club in the bag?
we got a favorite club in the bag. I guess we can do that.
Didn't bring
I'm
any
gonna
clubs,
take a
but
little pause here. We get a little
pause.
yeah, because we only got a few minutes left. So
All right.
that's first try.
First trial.
Trial number 1 wrap.